Good evening, Philly. Welcome to Eagles Tonight, your bird's nest for everything green and flying high. I'm your host, and folks, we've got to talk about something that's been driving this fanbase absolutely nuts. Pre-snap penalties. Yeah, those little yellow flags that feel like a punch in the gut every single time they fly. Let's set the scene. Sunday night under the lights in Dallas, the Eagles are clawing back in a classic NFC East slugfest, 24-21 final. But the box score tells a painful story. A season-high 14 penalties, many of them the dreaded pre-snap variety. Illegal formations, false starts, 12 men on the field. It was like the football gods decided to test exactly how much this 2025 Eagles team can take. One play in particular still stings. Third quarter, birds come out firing, empty backfield. Jalen Hurts hits Dallas Goedert for what should have been an explosive 20-yard strike that flips the field. Instead, illegal formation. Flag. Play erased. Momentum crushed. Offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo didn't hold back this week. When you have a penalty on an explosive, it's like giving the other team a free first down. We have to do a better job, coaches and players, of hammering the details. And then there's the quarterback, the man wearing number 1 and carrying this city on his back, Jalen Hurts. Cool, calm, and as always, accountable. When asked about the pre-snap mess, Jalen didn't point fingers. He pointed the thumb right back at himself. Listen to this. It's a collective thing. It's not one individual, not one person. Everybody has to be locked in. I try to lead by example, making sure I'm on my PS and QS, because anything I say only goes so far. It's about what I do. Then he dropped the line that's already being printed on t-shirts down on Broad Street. It'll come. It'll come. We just have to press forward. That's pure Hurts. Remember 2022 when this guy was getting crushed for holding the ball too long? He just kept saying, "I've got to get better." And then he went out and led us to the Super Bowl. This is the same DNA. Let's zoom out for a second. The Eagles are still 9-2, folks. Yes, 9-2, tied for the best record in the NFC. They've got the league's #1 rushing attack, a top 5 scoring defense, and a quarterback who just became the fastest in NFL history to reach 50 career rushing touchdowns. But here's the scary part. If they cleaned up these self-inflicted wounds, this team might be blowing doors off instead of playing cardiac kids football every week. Think about it. Philly's penalty yards per game have jumped from 5.2 last season to almost 8 this year. That's the difference between a top 5 offense and the absolute juggernaut we all expected when Howie Roseman brought in Saquon Barkley and rebuilt that secondary. History lesson real quick. The 2017 Super Bowl team? They led the league in fewest penalties. The underdog birds thrived on discipline. Doug Peterson and Jim Schwartz preached it every single day. Even the great Reggie White teams in the early 90s were built on that no-talent stuff Nick Sirianni loves to talk about. Effort, alignment, assignment. So can this group get back to that standard? Jalen thinks so. The coaches think so. And honestly, when you've got leaders like Jason Kelce, even in retirement, still texting the O-line group chat, Lane Johnson playing at an all-pro level at age 35, and young dogs like Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith flying around on defense. Yeah, I'm buying the "it'll come" stock. Fictional soundbite from a Lincoln Financial Field tailgater we'll call Big Mike from South Philly. Look man, as long as 11 is under center and we've got that dog in us, I ain't worried. Clean up the dumb stuff, beat the brakes off the Commanders this week, and we're singing "Fly Eagles Fly" all the way to New Orleans. Prediction time. I've got the Eagles responding with a vengeance on Sunday. Give me a 34-17 statement win over Washington, under 6 penalties, and Jalen Hurts orchestrating a masterpiece of pre-snap perfection. This little speed bump? It's just a reminder that even great teams have to earn it every single week. So Eagles fans, keep the faith. Keep bringing that insane energy we saw in Mexico City a few weeks ago. Keep believing in this quarterback who refuses to blink. Next man up, next penalty down, and as always, fly Eagles fly. We'll see you Sunday at the Link. Kickoffs at 1 o'clock. Be loud, be proud, and let's get this thing cleaned up together. This is Eagles Tonight. We'll talk to you after the W. Go Birds!